Good afternoon, everyone. Today it's July 5th, Tuesday, almost 2 p.m. in the afternoon. And now, again, I'm going to prepare my lunch as the 35th episode of Trial and Error called the Mixed Mushrooms Spaghetti. Yes, it's Mixed Mushrooms Spaghetti because, as you can see, there are three types of mushrooms I'm going to use today. All from Coles, my downstairs supermarket where I live here in Epping, Sydney, Australia. So the first one, it's the proudly grown Australian white sliced mushroom. As you can see, it's kind of light and mild in taste. It looks like that. So that is the first one, white sliced mushroom. The second type of mushroom I'm gonna use today is the oyster mushrooms, which claims to have mild flavor and succulent texture, and it looks like this. So that is the second one, oyster mushrooms. And the third one, and also the last one, is the enoki mushrooms. It claims to be perfect for pho. Not sure if I pronounce correctly in Vietnamese, pho and ramen, but I believe we can try on spaghetti as well. So it looks like that. So these are my three kinds of mushrooms I'm going to use today for our mixed mushroom spaghetti. So white sliced mushrooms, oyster mushrooms, and also enoki mushrooms. And the spaghetti I'm going to use today also from Saffarelli durian wheat, but it's a bit different because it's, well, pasta di semola di grano duro spaghettini number 3. I do not know the difference, but I guess in terms of the thickness or whatsoever. But anyways, so these are my, well, key ingredients for my today's lunch on July 5th, Tuesday, as my 35th episode of Trial and Error, the mixed mushroom spaghetti. Again, the three kinds of mushrooms are from left to right: white sliced mushrooms, oyster mushrooms, enoki mushrooms. So these three. And the spaghetti, again, is the Saffarelli pasta di semola di grano duro spaghettini number 3. So let's see how I made. Okay, so this is the end product of my mixed mushrooms spaghetti. So these are the white mushrooms, the camera, yes, oyster mushrooms, and also those small bits are the enoki mushrooms. Note that these three kinds of mushrooms came in a different portion. So I mean, when I bought from downstairs Coles, the white sliced mushrooms are 200 gram per pack, oyster mushrooms 150 gram per pack, enoki mushrooms 100 gram per pack. So the, you can say, combined ratio of these three kinds of mushrooms, I mean white mushrooms, oyster mushrooms, enoki mushrooms, are 4:3:2, because I mean mathematically 200 gram, 150 gram and 100 gram, those three numbers are all divided by 50, which is the highest common factor, like HCF. Anyway, regardless of how many gram, 200 gram for white sliced mushrooms, 150 gram for oyster mushrooms, or 100 gram for enoki mushrooms, I all kind of divided them by 4. So I used around 50 grams of white sliced mushrooms, around 37.5 grams of oyster mushrooms, and also 25 grams of enoki mushrooms, and as well as the pasta as well, because the Saffarelli pasta, it's 500 gram per portion, so I used like a quarter of them. Again, divided by 4 is 125 gram of the pasta for this one portion for me mixed mushrooms spaghetti. So mixed mushroom, again, as in white sliced mushroom, oyster mushrooms, and enoki mushrooms. And for one person like me, it's 50 gram, 37.5 gram, and also 25 gram of those three respective mushrooms, and also 125 gram of the Zaffarelli pasta, the type spaghettini number 3, as mentioned earlier. Normally when you think of mushroom spaghetti, you would expect there is around, I mean, of course at least one, but at most 2 kinds of mushrooms with the spaghetti. But for me, mixed mushroom spaghetti as the 35th trial and error, I want to be not only creative but also at the same time, you know, realistic. And also 3, for some reason, it's a perfect number, not related to, you know, Chinese culture, 三姑六婆, because Chinese, the Chinese of mushrooms, or Chinese it's gu, but I'm not that good in terms of, you know, those kind of like ancient Chinese culture. Like I have no idea what a 三姑六婆 is. I heard before, but I totally forgot. Okay, so those 三姑 in this spaghetti, those 3 kinds of mushroom. Again, it's the white sliced mushrooms, oyster mushrooms, and also the enoki mushrooms. I like to eat these 3 kinds of mushroom, or I like, I mean, if there are, I would like select them and then, you know, to eat. And thankfully they are all 3 available in Coles supermarket downstairs where I live. I did not use cream in making this spaghetti because I don't want to cover the umami flavor in these 3 kinds of mushroom. What I did instead is to put generous amount of butter to saute or, you know, fry the mushrooms, and then of course you need to add some salt and also a bit of other kinds of sauce you like to you like to add, like Maggi, the soy sauce, and also a bit of the tomato garlic sauce. Not too much because you don't want to affect again the smell of the butter and also the umami flavor of the mushroom. So it is interesting but also, you know, realistic dish to make for this already finished smashed mixed mushrooms spaghetti. And again, those 3 kinds of mushrooms are white sliced mushrooms, oyster mushrooms, enoki mushrooms, and with the Zaffarelli spaghetti. Note that these 3 kinds of mushroom, as mentioned earlier, come from different portion and different weight. So 200 gram, 150 gram, and 100 gram. I kind of all like divided by 4. So the spaghetti just to, you know, fit my 1 portion lunch. But you can, you know, adjust your portion or liking, or, you know, use different kind of mushroom as you want. But I find white sliced mushroom, oyster mushroom, and enoki mushroom, these 3 kind of mushroom, the combination not only creative but also, you know, realistic for me. So that's a wrap of this you know, 35th trial and error on July 5th, Tuesday, for my lunch, the mixed mushroom spaghetti. Again, the 3 kinds of mushroom are white sliced mushroom, oyster mushroom, enoki mushrooms, and for the pasta, that's the Zaffarelli spaghettini number 3. Hopefully you guys will enjoy. Let me know in the comment how I make, kind of, or, you know, for further, subscribe to this channel and follow my Facebook, Instagram. As mentioned, I have now 2 Instagram accounts, so not only YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, but also Snapchat and Twitter, so you guys won't miss out. And I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy the rest of the day. Bye bye.